the last astronaut standing on the shores of the Milky Way. The stars were silent. The ship drifted, wounded, glowing like a dying ember against the endless night. Its silver hull bore the scars of meteors and wars long forgotten. Inside, Captain Elara Voss floated in the dim light of the control room, her breath echoing softly against her helmet glass. She was the last astronaut. Her mission, to chart the farthest edge of the Milky Way, had started with 12 explorers. One by one, they had vanished into silence, some lost to black holes, others to madness, and a few to the deep cold of space. Now, only Elara remained, a lone traveler in a sea of stars. Her ship, the Horizon's Edge, orbited a dying star near the rim of the galaxy. The view outside her window was unlike anything seen before, a glowing spiral of light stretching endlessly, shimmering like the surface of a cosmic ocean. Beyond it, the galaxy ended, and darkness began. "This is Captain Elara Voss of the Horizon's Edge," she whispered into the recorder. Her voice trembled, but not with fear, with awe. "If anyone ever hears this, I have reached the shores of the Milky Way."
She paused.
The stars blinked slowly, as if listening. Elara smiled sadly. "There's beauty here, more than any human heart can bear. And yet it's so lonely." The galaxy sings in silence. The radio hissed. There was no reply. The last signal from Earth had faded years ago. The blue planet, once filled with voices, laughter, and storms, was now a distant dream. Elara's fuel was low. Her food was almost gone. She knew she wouldn't make it back. But returning was never the point. She had come to see the edge, to stand where no one ever had, and to leave behind a story for whoever might come after. She drifted toward the viewing deck. Outside, the Milky Way glowed like a river of light, stars flowing like golden dust. The blackness beyond looked alive, as if the universe itself breathed. A tear escaped her eye and floated away, sparkling like a star. "Maybe," she whispered, "this is what the end feels like. Not pain, not fear, just wonder." Then something moved. In the corner of her eye, she saw a shimmer, like a ripple in water. Space itself bent, twisted, and a figure appeared. It wasn't human. It stood tall, shaped from pure light, with eyes like burning stars. Elara's breath caught in her throat. The being seemed both near and far, as if made of time itself. It spoke, not with words, but with thoughts. "You have come far, traveler of Earth." Elara's heart pounded. What are you?" "We are the echoes beyond the stars," the voice said softly. "You stand at the shore between light and darkness, where creation began." Elara trembled. "The edge of the galaxy." "No," said the being. "The beginning of everything." The stars around her began to pulse, slow and rhythmic, like the heartbeat of the universe. Elara floated closer to the window, unable to look away. The cosmic ocean shimmered, millions of stars weaving together like threads of gold. The being of light extended its hand. A soft glow filled the cabin.
"You seek answers," it said.
"You search for the meaning of your kind and the purpose of your journey." Elara nodded slowly. "All my life, I've chased the horizon. I wanted to know what lies beyond, what comes after the stars." The being tilted its luminous head. "And what have you found?" Elara looked out. "That everything beautiful is fragile. That time is short, even for galaxies." The being's light dimmed, as if in agreement. "Yet you came here, even when hope was gone." "I came," she said quietly, "because someone had to see it. Someone had to stand at the edge and say, 'We were here.'" The being smiled, or perhaps the stars flickered in approval. "Then you understand." The air hummed. The ship's walls dissolved into light. Elara gasped. She was standing barefoot on something solid, though no surface was visible. Around her, stars stretched in every direction, forming waves and spirals. It truly looked like a shore, a beach of starlight at the end of the cosmos. Elara whispered, "The shores of the Milky Way. Every galaxy ends here," the being said. Every traveler who dares to cross the dark finds this place, where thought meets creation. Elara stepped forward. Her boots sank slightly into the glowing dust. It felt warm, alive. "Is this heaven?" she asked softly. "It is what your kind might call that," said the being. "But it is not an ending. It is a mirror, where the universe sees itself." Elara turned to look back. The Milky Way spun behind her, magnificent and endless. Yet, from this distance it looked small, fragile, like a pearl floating in ink. "I never realized how tiny we are," she murmured. "And yet," the being replied, "your kind created music, stories, and love, things that light cannot forget. Even stars envy the beauty of mortal hearts." Elara smiled faintly. "Then maybe we did matter after all." "More than you know," said the voice. "Would you like to see what comes next?" Elara hesitated. "What do you mean?" "To cross the shore is to become part of the light, to join the song that birthed the stars." She looked once more at her ship, floating behind her like a lonely ghost. "And if I stay? Then you will fade. Alone." Elara closed her eyes. "I've been alone for so long." The being extended its hand again, brighter now. "Maybe," Elara said softly, "it's time to go home, wherever that is." Elara took a slow breath. Her lungs felt lighter here, as if the air itself was alive, stardust and memory woven together. The being of light stood beside her, its glow rippling softly through space. Before her, the cosmic shore stretched endlessly, glowing waves of energy rising and falling like a living sea. Each wave shimmered with the colors of 1,000 sunsets, every crest whispering fragments of creation, laughter, sorrow, hope, birth, and death, all in one eternal rhythm. "To cross is to remember everything," the being said. "Every life, every star, every breath that ever was." Elara's eyes filled with wonder. "Will I still be me?" The being's voice resonated gently. "You will be more, but you will never forget who you were. That is the gift of your kind." She took a step closer to the glowing tide. It pulsed beneath her boots, glowing brighter, humming like a lullaby sung by the stars. Her heart beat faster, not in fear, but in anticipation. She thought of Earth, blue skies, rain on leaves, children running on beaches, her mother's voice calling her in for dinner. Memories long buried rose like bubbles in deep water. "Will they ever know," she whispered, "that I made it here?" "The universe remembers," the being replied.
"And that is enough."
Elara smiled faintly. "It doesn't feel like enough, but maybe that's the point." She reached out her hand toward the light, and the ocean responded. A brilliant wave of color rose from the horizon, curling high into the void. It roared without sound, vast and magnificent, like a supernova being born. Elara hesitated for a moment, feeling the pull of gravity and the ache of goodbye. Her voice trembled. "If I cross this, there's no coming back, is there?" "No," the being said softly. "But nothing truly ends. It only changes form." Elara nodded. "Then let it be." She stepped forward. The light embraced her. It wasn't pain. It wasn't heat. It was memory, flowing through her, around her, within her. She saw Earth, spinning in the dark. She saw the faces of her crew, laughing during the mission launch, their eyes filled with dreams. She saw their final moments, the silence that followed, and the strength that carried her on. Then she saw beyond time, galaxies forming like blooming flowers, stars being born and dying in bursts of light, the universe expanding and breathing. It was beautiful. It was infinite. And she was part of it. Elara's body dissolved into the tide, her atoms scattering like golden dust, her consciousness expanding until it filled the cosmos. She was everywhere at once, yet still herself. "You have crossed," the being's voice echoed within her mind. "Now you will see what lies beyond." The ocean of light parted, revealing a space unlike anything she had known. There was no up, no down, only patterns of color and thought. Shapes that weren't shapes. Voices that weren't voices. They spoke, a chorus of beings made of light and memory. "Welcome, child of Earth." Elara's thoughts shimmered like sound. Who are you all? We are the ones who reached before you. The wanderers, the dreamers, the lost. Every soul that ever looked to the stars and asked, why? She felt them, civilizations from worlds long vanished, explorers who had crossed their own cosmic seas. She felt their warmth, their knowledge, their unity. I thought I was alone, she whispered. No one who seeks truth is ever alone, they said. Elara floated among them, her form now made of light, her hair flowing like solar wind, her eyes glowing with nebulae. For the first time in years, she felt peace. But then, something stirred within the glow. A shadow. The chorus of light dimmed. A tremor rippled through the cosmic sea. Elara turned and saw it. A dark wave, vast and cold, rolling across the horizon. It devoured the stars, leaving emptiness behind. What is that? She asked, her voice trembling in the light. The others grew silent. Then one spoke. The void. The unmaking. It follows creation, as shadow follows light. Elara watched in horror as the darkness spread, swallowing constellations like ink spilling across paper. Can it be stopped? No, said the being who had guided her. It cannot be stopped. But it can be balanced. Light must remember its purpose, or the darkness wins. Elara's essence flickered with determination. Then we fight it. The being's light pulsed gently. There is no war here, child. Only choice. The darkness exists when hope fades. The more you remember love, the slower it spreads. Elara closed her eyes, focusing on every memory that made her human, her crew's laughter, her mother's smile, the sunrise over Earth's oceans. She poured them into the light around her. And for a moment, the darkness paused. The cosmic sea brightened. The chorus of light grew stronger, singing with voices of 1,000 worlds. Elara felt tears, or something like them, form again, even in her new form. She had crossed the galaxy to find meaning. And now, she understood, meaning wasn't found in answers. It was found in remembering what mattered. The being's voice returned, softer than before. You are the last astronaut, but not the last dreamer. The light will carry your memory forever. Elara looked out across the sea, watching the Milky Way shimmer one last time before fading into brightness. She whispered, "Then let my light shine where no one's ever seen before." And she drifted forward, her glow merging with the others, the last human heartbeat joining the song of eternity. The light carried Elara through silence. There was no time here, no distance, only rhythm, like the slow beating of a cosmic heart. She drifted in that pulse, feeling stars bloom and fade around her. Each spark was a memory, of life, of laughter, of pain, everything the universe had ever felt. Elara's thoughts shimmered like ripples across a pond. She was part of something infinite, and yet, she still felt herself, a single note in an endless symphony. But in the far distance, the dark wave still moved. Slow, patient, endless. She turned toward it, her luminous form glowing brighter in contrast. If the darkness is the end, she whispered, why does the universe keep creating? A familiar presence appeared beside her, the being of light who had first spoken to her. Its form now shifted constantly, like starlight passing through water. Because creation is the universe's way of remembering itself, it replied. Without endings, there would be no beginnings. But too much darkness, and the song fades too soon. Elara's glow pulsed with thought. Then maybe, the light needs a guardian. The being looked at her, and for the first time, it seemed surprised. A guardian? Yes, she said. Someone to keep the song alive. To remind the stars what they're singing for. The being studied her for a long moment. Then it said, that is not our way. The light flows, it does not fight. Maybe that's the problem, Elara said softly. You've all forgotten what it feels like to care. To lose. To fight for something fragile. The air, or what passed for air, trembled. The stars flickered. The being's voice deepened, echoing across the cosmos. And what would you fight for, astronaut of Earth? Elara looked down, though there was no down here, and saw the memory of her homeworld glowing faintly below, a tiny blue spark, surrounded by the silver spiral of the Milky Way. "For them," she whispered. "For everything we ever loved." The being's light brightened, and suddenly, the cosmic sea changed. The stars rearranged themselves into vast patterns, rivers of light flowing through shadow. And in that moment, Elara saw threads connecting everything, every planet, every living soul, every heartbeat. They pulsed like veins of light across the universe. "These are the lines of memory," said the being. "They connect all who have ever been. The darkness seeks to erase them, to make creation forget itself." Elara reached out and touched one of the lines. The moment her fingers brushed the glowing thread, she was flooded with visions of ancient worlds rising and falling, of civilizations dreaming under alien suns, of voices whispering across time. She felt their fear, their love, their longing. "This," she breathed, "this is life itself." "Yes," the being said,
And you are part of it now.
"but beware, touching it also draws the attention of the void." Elara looked around. The dark wave was closer now, immense, shapeless, endless. It didn't roar or scream. It was silence made real. The light around it bent and vanished, consumed by nothingness. Alara's glow flickered. "Can we stop it?" The being hesitated. "Perhaps. But not as you are. To face the void, you must go beyond even light." She turned toward it, determination burning in her eyes. "Then show me how." "The path is dangerous," the being warned. "You may lose what remains of yourself." Elara smiled, a human gesture that looked strange upon a being of light. "I already lost everything once. What's left is mine to give." The being extended its hand. A burst of radiance surrounded her, brighter than any sun, fiercer than any flame. The fabric of the cosmos rippled. Elara felt herself unraveling, her memories, her fears, her form, everything dissolving into pure thought. But instead of fading, she grew. Her essence expanded, stretching across galaxies, intertwining with the lines of memory. She became the current itself. Now, when she looked at the darkness, she didn't see a wall. She saw hunger, emptiness, longing to be filled. It wasn't evil. It was lonely, and that realization broke her heart. She spoke to it, her voice echoing through eternity. "You're not destruction. You're the part of creation that's afraid of being forgotten." For the first time, the void stirred and answered. Its voice was vast and cold, like the whisper of winter. "You shine too brightly, little flame. All light must rest." Alara's glow flared. "Not if there's someone left to remember it." The void trembled. The cosmic sea shook. Stars dimmed. And then, new ones ignited, drawn by Elara's will. She was rewriting the rhythm, turning memory into fire. The other beings of light joined her, their chorus swelling until the darkness began to falter. It didn't vanish. It couldn't, but it slowed, its edges retreating, giving birth to new galaxies in its wake. The being of light appeared beside her once more, its tone reverent. "You have done what none of us dared. You gave meaning to the endless." Elara's glow dimmed softly. "I didn't defeat it. I just reminded it why the light exists." "And now," said the being, "you must choose your place in this balance." Elara looked back at the Milky Way, now glowing softly on the horizon, spinning in peaceful silence. She thought of her crew, her home, her name. "Then I choose to stay," she said quietly. "Here at the shore, watching the light, keeping the memory alive." The being bowed its luminous head. "Then you shall become what you were always meant to be." A soft glow surrounded Elara, shaping her into something new, neither human nor light, but both. Her form settled upon the shimmering sands of the cosmic shore. She knelt, and for the first time since Earth, she touched something that felt like home. The stars whispered her name, not in sound, but in reverence. She was no longer just Elara Voss, astronaut of Earth. She was the keeper of the shore, the last guardian of memory, standing between light and darkness. And as the galaxy spun behind her, she whispered to the wind of eternity, "If anyone out there still listens, know that we made it. We reached the edge. And the stars remember us." 1,000 ages passed, though here, where time had no meaning, ages was only a word. Stars lived and died. Galaxies bloomed and vanished. Still, Elara stood at the cosmic shore. The waves of light lapped gently at her feet, singing softly, the eternal music of existence. Every ripple carried stories, the birth of new stars, the laughter of alien children, the hum of civilizations rising and falling. Elara listened to them all. She remembered every sound, every echo, every dream. She no longer felt lonely. The universe had grown vast and ancient, but her light endured, faint perhaps, but steady, like a lantern left burning in an infinite night. She had become part of the balance, a whisper between creation and silence. And then one day something stirred. Far across the spiral arms of the galaxy, a signal emerged. Weak, fragile, but unmistakably human. Elara turned, her glow brightening. No, it can't be. The stars shifted, aligning in a slow wave. The Milky Way itself seemed to hold its breath. The signal grew clearer, pulsing faintly through the sea of light. It was a voice. "This is Commander Rayen Sol of the Artemis Fleet. If anyone can hear us, we are charting the outer rim of the Milky Way. We've received a strange signal, repeating coordinates and a name. It says, Horizon's Edge." Elara's pulse of light trembled. Horizon's Edge. Her ship. Her story. Somehow, across eons, across the collapse and rebirth of civilizations, her final transmission had survived. And now, humanity had returned to the stars. Her lips curved in a soft, luminous smile. "You found your way back." She looked into the waves of light that carried memory and possibility. They shimmered in answer. The being of light, the one who had first guided her, appeared again, its form dimmer now, more transparent, like a reflection in water. "Your kind remembers," it said quietly, "even after the stars changed their names." Elara's glow brightened. "Then I didn't stand here in vain." "No one who guards the light stands in vain," the being replied. They watched together as the human fleet appeared, tiny silver ships gliding like sparks across the dark. Their engines left trails of blue fire that cut through the blackness, beautiful and defiant. Elara could feel their hearts, filled with curiosity, courage, and the same unbreakable longing that had carried her across the stars so long ago. She reached out, letting her essence touch the waves. A ripple spread outward, a soft pulse of golden light that traveled through the galaxy, passing through every star and every ship. On board Artemis I, Commander Rayen looked up from his console. "Did you see that?" he whispered. "Something just lit up the edge of the galaxy." His second officer frowned. "It looks almost like a figure, a person standing in the light." Rayen stared at the image on the monitor, a faint, glowing silhouette at the rim of the Milky Way. It looked human. Then the ship's radio crackled. A soft voice came through, ancient, fragile, yet clear as crystal. "To whoever hears this, know that we were here. We reached the shore, and we kept the stars alive." Silence filled the cabin. Rayen swallowed hard. Who was that?" The AI responded quietly. "Signal source unknown. Estimated origin, over 3 billion years old." Rayen's eyes filled with awe. 3 billion. Outside the viewport, the light shimmered one last time, and then faded. But across the galaxy, something changed. Stars began to brighten. Nebulas glowed in new colors. The darkness that had once threatened to consume the cosmos receded, just slightly, as if the universe itself had remembered an old promise. And at the edge of it all, Elara stood still. The cosmic waves whispered her name endlessly, not as a memory, but as a story retold across light years. Planets yet unborn would speak of the last astronaut, the guardian who faced the void and turned it into song. She looked at the horizon, the great river of stars flowing endlessly before her, and whispered softly, The light never ends. It just finds new eyes to see it. The being beside her bowed. Your story will never fade, Elara Voss. She smiled. It was never just mine. And as she turned to face the infinite sea, her glow merged fully with the light, not gone, but everywhere. Every sunrise that touched a world. Every spark of courage in a lonely heart. Every dream that looked up at the night sky and whispered, there must be more. At the edge of the galaxy, where creation meets silence, the waves of starlight continued to roll gently, eternal, endless, alive. And standing there, unseen but always present, the last astronaut kept her silent vigil, the light of a single human soul holding back the dark. A distant future. A classroom on a terraformed world orbiting a new sun. A teacher points at a holographic projection of the Milky Way and says, once, long ago, there was a woman who stood at the edge of our galaxy. She was the last of her kind, but her light saved us all. A child raises her hand. Is that story true? The teacher smiles softly. Every star out there is still shining, isn't it? The children look up, beyond the dome, through the crystal blue atmosphere, into the vast expanse of stars. And somewhere out there, a faint, golden shimmer crosses the sky. Like a wave. Like a heartbeat. Like a whisper from the edge of time. We reach the shore. And the stars remember.